Hello, welcome to the Causeway Leader Training series of videos. In this video, we'll be discussing how to create and update a calendar event or meeting for your work group. The first step is to enter your work group and get to the dashboard. I'm going to make a meeting for the engineering work group, so I select it from my work groups here. You can also use the pull down under the home. Once you're in your work group dashboard, look for the calendar module. Remember that Causeway is configurable, so the calendar module may be in any of these locations. Click on the title of the calendar module to enter the calendar module. For today's example, I'm going to add a recurring meeting for the engineering work group starting on the 16th of January 2017. Move your cursor to the add in that date. The required fields have an asterisk beside them, and you can fill in the others at your choice. We'll give this one an easy name. We'll call it test meeting number 1 for the engineering group. The event date we've already selected from the calendar. Select a start time. I'll call this 9 a.m. and we're going to have it run for an hour, so we'll close at 10. The time zone will pop up, will be the time zone you have set for your own account. The Ical event reminder can be set to a variety of different times from the pull-down menu. Now I said we were going to do a recurring meeting, so we're going to have it recur every 2 weeks on the Monday. Do it that way. Face-to-face meetings, you may have it repeat daily for 2 or 3 days straight and have it as an all-day event. There are lots of settings here. Just read through. It's fairly self-explanatory. As we scroll down, we get a little more information to fill in, specifically about voter eligibility and tracking attendance. So, for example, if each day of the event would count separately when determining voter eligibility or for tracking attendance, which is how it would be if you have a recurring one meeting every 2 weeks. If, for example, you did have a face-to-face meeting that ran 2 or 3 days, one right after the other in that day, you may only count it as one meeting, in which case you would choose the second option. But let's assume we're going to track our voter eligibility, and it's going to be for each meeting that they attend in the engineering group. The next thing is to give us a stop point for our meeting that happens every 2 weeks. So starting from that Monday, I'm going to let it run through June. And the last meeting will be on June 5th of 2017. Now it's time to provide your workgroup members with some details about the meeting. Usually you use this field to describe how they get to the meeting. Is it a face-to-face meeting? Is it a WebEx meeting? Is it a teleconference? These sorts of things. So that's the information that'll go in here. You can select to have this as a draft only for the time being if you want to come back to it later after you have more information. Most of the time you're going to have that information on hand before you start to create your event. So we're going to leave this as published for right now. In the description, I'm going to enter some faked up WebEx information that I had available. So it's going to be every 2 weeks. In this case, I have it on Tuesday, and it runs through this time. It includes the link so they can join the meeting. If instead you were having a face-to-face meeting, you might want to include location. You'll see this is not a mandatory field. So it may say conference room 12, and the call-in number would be the number for the room so that people could call in who couldn't physically attend. If you know you have limited space availability or you're trying to gauge interest, you may want to allow the RSVP. The next section provides an area where you can attach files. So if you're going to be reviewing a document or if you want to post the agenda, you can do that here. To include an attachment, you click Add File. You can type in a name, but if you browse to the file and the file has a file name that is explanatory, such as agenda for the meeting, it will already use that as the name. I'm going to cancel out right now rather than go update one because we don't need that for the purposes of the demonstration. But you can add multiple attachments to your meeting invitation if you wish. You see the engineering work group is owned only by the engineering work group. If the engineering work group were owned or a subgroup to another committee or a work group, it might show up on the other group's calendar and it would be indicated here. Now, if it's not owned by another group, but you do want to share to another group's calendar, you can choose to select them from here. So, for example, with this engineering work group meeting, we're going to include the technical work group and the research work group. This will give notice to them as well that the engineering work group will be meeting. If you do want a notice to go out to these groups and not simply have it show up on their calendar, you do need to click this box to send a message to the mailing list to announce the event has been added to the group. The last posting option, whether it goes out under the name on the account you're using or goes out as an administrative post, is up to you. All right, that's all it takes to make this. Then when you click the Create button, it will take you to the opportunity to add something additional to your description. So you can type in greetings group, and sign it off. If you wish to send an Ical with the notification, you click here and it will include that. You don't need to do it, however, so long as all the information is in here and people are consistent with wanting to keep their calendars up. Okay. At that point, you click the send email. I won't do this because it's a training video, so I won't actually send to all the folks on the demo site, but you would click send email and your entire work group would be informed that the meeting is going to happen. So here's all the information from the meeting the meeting we just created. If we go back to the calendar, you'll see it's now been entered on the date we selected. And that's it. It's very simple to make a new event in the Causeway calendar. If you need to modify an event or you need to send out a reminder that an event is happening, the easiest way to do that is to navigate to the event, edit the event. Let's edit just this series, just this event for the one coming up. And we'll put in a little bit of information here. Nothing has changed except we want to send another notification. Save that and enter reminder. And then again, click send email. And a reminder message will go out. That's it. You now have a new event and you have edited your event and you've sent out a notice about your event. Thank you.